Good morning, ladies. Hope you all are doing well. So, I just want to go over this methodology with you so that you have a clear understanding as to what are the expectations. Of course, we got to start from the rubric so that we can move forward from there. Now, the methodology, you have to do a methodology chapter. Don't get scared by the fact that it says chapter. Chapter, section, headings, you got to do a methodology section, all right? So, and your methodology speaks about the particular method that you would use for your research. Great? Nice. So, students must demonstrate a clear understanding of the philosophical underpinnings that guide their research as well as the methodological issues involved. All that is saying that you must understand exactly what you did and why you did it. So, you all are doing secondary data. Secondary data relates to quantitative research methods. So, your discussion starts there. Of course, before you start every section, you must give the reader a reminder of your research topic. So I'm doing bullying, or I'm doing domestic violence, or I'm doing family issues. And because of that, the method that I choose to use is quantitative research methods in the form of secondary data. And you start. Now, remember, you all are not going out on the field. I repeat, you are not going out on the field. So you have to use secondary data. So you also have to have a discussion in terms of why use quantitative research method for the particular topics that you are researching. What are the benefits? What are the limitations? What are the shortcomings? However you want to describe it. But you must have a discussion on that. My advice to you is, if you want an excellent paper, as I'm sure you do, always relay or link your method to your topic. So you're doing research, you're doing secondary data, you found this, and this is how it's going to help you with your research. Remember, you had mentioned either 3 to 4 research topics. You're bringing your research, not research topics, research questions. You're bringing that right back at this point to show how you are going to use the methods to answer those questions. And that is how you link your research methods to your topic. You have to always link whatever you're doing, whatever section you're doing, you must always link it right back to your research topic, because you cannot have it segregated or separated from your research topic. You will look as though you don't know what you're doing, and that is not what you want to come across. So link it back using, and that's a little hint, using your research questions. Link it back. How are you going to answer those questions using this particular method? Will you be able to answer it? These are the things that you have to ask yourselves. Is this the best method in order to answer these particular questions? And of course, you don't just list out the questions and just say perhaps. You are having a discussion. So my research question number 1 says blah, 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 blah. Then using this particular method, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be looking for this information. I'm going to be doing that. You understand? So this is how you have to do it. There must be some form of connectivity when you are doing your methodology, right? Of course, it is Chicago Manual style. You also must have a word limit between 1,000 to 1,500 words. And of course, it's times Roman numeral times New Roman. Yeah. And yes, it is Chicago Manual style. And you're doing this in an essay format because it is a methodology chapter. Right? So let's go through the rubric so that we have a clear understanding as to what is expected of you, as I said before. And I'm dealing with the exemplary section because that is what we're working towards. In terms of knowledge, student has demonstrated that they have a clear understanding of the philosophical underpinnings of methodology, evidenced by discussions of quantitative traditions and its pros and cons evidenced by 4 or more points. I explained this earlier for you, so you're supposed to have an understanding. Why are you using this method? How is it going to benefit your topic? How are you going to answer it based on that, right? So that is where you have your discussion. Pros and cons of using secondary data, pros and cons of using quantitative research method. These are the discussion that you must have. It's worth 6 to 8 marks. Then in terms of your effective communication, did you reference throughout the section, the chapter? That is of great importance. If you do not reference, it's going to come off as though you are plagiarizing, and of course Turnitin.com will pick up on that, right? And also, do you have many grammatical or spelling errors? No. The thing is, looking at your work on your own, after a while you will miss any issues that you would have in your document. Trust me, it happens to all of us. So my advice to you is to give it to someone else so that they could review it to make sure you have no grammatical errors, 1, and 2, to see if it's making sense. Because if it doesn't make sense to someone who doesn't understand the topic, then you know you gotta do a little more work, because they always tell you you have to write research as though you want someone from off the streets to come and just pick up your paper and replicate the research and understand exactly what you're doing. So you got to make sure that the person who doesn't know what your topic is about or how to do research can actually pick up your paper and have a good understanding of it. Great. And then finally, the final section in your methodology chapter is the analysis. Student has referenced similar studies to validate the use of their methodological approach, evidenced by 3 to 4 points. Okay, so McIntosh 2018, doing her research, found that the best way to gather information on family issues is to use secondary data. And because of that, you doing the same research or similar research will also be using that particular method. However, Wheeler 2018 decided to use interviews or something else. So you have a little discussion as to what you might have found out there, but then you always have to show a strength or a lean towards your secondary data at this point, right? Student has explained why the chosen method is suitable for their undertaking, referencing their work evidenced by 1 or 2 points. So, all right, ladies, I think I forgot to tell you when this is due. This will be due next week, Tuesday. We have a short time. You know, this is week 5. So we gotta hustle. We gotta get our hustle on, people. So next week, Tuesday, this methodology chapter is due. So I need you all to get your work done. If you have any issues, please don't hesitate to message me via WhatsApp or give me a call. If you need more studies, please check EBSCOhost. You are supposed to know what the username and password is. If you don't, I will put it in the WhatsApp group. Secondly, there's always researchgate.net, and you could also use JSTOR. All right, so those are the sites you could go on, and there'll be others for you to get some studies that will be relevant to your topic. Please, we gotta run. I cannot give you any more extensions to your deadlines. So work with me, okay? You take care. All the best. Bye-bye.